If we learned anything from COVID, it's that we don't need to go to the gym for an awesome workout. Well, we actually learned a lot from COVID, but that's an entirely different video. As we were all locked inside our homes with no access to the gym, our experience with at-home workouts blew up as it was our only choice. We now have a plethora of exercises in our collection, including some amazing ab workouts. This video is going to break down what we think are the best ab exercises you can do at home. We're even going to lay out an entire ab workout program at the end of this video. And to be clear, while these are at-home exercises, we do them if we have access to the gym or not. They're that effective. If you don't have access to a gym, or maybe you're just trying to save time and train at home, once in a while, these ab exercises and workout will definitely benefit your entire core. We also have a surprise for you, what we believe to be an at-home version of the best core exercise there is. We don't want to say these are exclusive, but you don't see many people talking about these, but there's more. On top of your ab workout, we're going to give you 2 bonus advanced ab exercises to give you a goal to keep working towards. It just so happens that one of these bonus exercises is a favorite for a very famous martial artist. Probably the most famous. We'll tell you who it is, so keep watching to find out. And trust us, you want his abs. The best place to start is taking a better look at your ab muscles. The only way to train a muscle and get optimal results is to train it in a way that's complementary to its function. As you could guess, abs is short for abdominal muscles. Usually clumped together as a single muscle, there's actually a lot going on around your waist. Your abs are actually composed of 4 different distinct muscles, and we actually mean they are completely different. They're not just different heads, in the way the biceps have 2 heads. Even though these muscles are distinct from each other, they will often still work together to perform various movements. At the same time, they all have their own unique function. This is crucial to understand if you want to have the best home workout for abs. Knowing their function will allow you to choose the best exercises to optimally train each one. Now, in this video, we're going to tell you the best ab workout, but we still want you to know why it's the best. So without further ado, let's introduce you to these muscles. Leading the group is the most famous of these muscles, Mr. Six-Pack himself, your rectus abdominis. The rectus abdominis is what people are speaking about most of the time they speak about their abs. In reality, when people speak about their abs, they're talking about their six-pack, or lack thereof, and it's your rectus abdominis which gives this appearance. Your six-pack appears this way as the muscle contains 2 columns of paired muscles connected at the midline. Now, depending on your genetics, you may have a 4-pack or even an 8-pack. But don't worry, the number of packs you have makes no difference on the performance of your abs. So your rectus abdominis is the primary muscle responsible for flexing your torso. Even though it's just one muscle, it can flex the torso from 2 directions. First, it brings your torso down toward your hips as seen in a crunch. It can also help bring your lower torso up as seen with leg raises. Now keep this in mind as it's going to be very important once we get to your exercise selection. We'll do that in a few minutes, but now we have a few more ab muscles to get to. If you travel either left or right all the way to your sides, you'll find your next set of ab muscles, the obliques. There are actually 2 sets of obliques which sit on top of each other, your internal obliques underneath and your external obliques on top. These 2 sets of muscles have the same function with their unique purpose being lateral flexion, when your torso is bent down to the side. They're also responsible for rotating the body, such as a baseball swing. At the same time, when working with your other ab muscles, it works to add stability to your torso as well and can also assist in flexing your torso. Then there's your 4th muscle. It gets no love. You probably didn't even know you had a 4th ab muscle. It's your transverse abdominis and remains elusive to many people as it sits under your other muscles, meaning you can't see it. That's unfortunate as it's an essential part of your entire core. Also known as your corset muscle, it sits under your rectus abdominis and then wraps around your body, giving it its corset-like function. Its primary job is to help stabilize your entire torso and keep all of your innards in place. There's also another very important part of the transverse muscle. Do you know those lines that guys have which travel down the pelvis at an angle, traveling towards your nether parts? This line is known as the Adonis belt and is thought to be the sexiest muscle on a man. Here's the thing, it's not a muscle. The Adonis belt is actually 2 tendons that protrude outwards on those with strong abs and low body fat. Specifically, these ligaments run over your transverse muscle. This means that when you build up this ab muscle, it will push this ligament upwards and make your Adonis belt more pronounced. It just so happens we have an awesome exercise to do this, and we'll tell you about that in a bit. So now, before we go over your workout, we first need to go over the exercises. Here are the best exercises to use for your home ab workout. Before we get into your strength exercises, we want to spend time strengthening up your core stability and mobility. For that, we have two awesome exercises. The first is one known as a dead bug, named so as you'll start the exercise looking like a dead bug. Lay on your back and stick your arms straight up while lifting your knees and tucking them in so that your thighs are vertical. It should look as if you're on your hands and knees. Now, let one arm drop straight behind your head while you drop and extend your opposite one. While you do this, keep your back planted on the ground and try to get both limbs in line. Our other favorite are bird dogs. Actually, these look very similar to dead bugs but are just inverted and are performed on your hands and knees. While on your hands and knees, extend one arm straight out in front of you while you lift and extend the opposite leg. Focus on keeping your spine neutral and do your best to get your arm and leg fully extended. Then bring them down and repeat with the other side. Perform these every day with your core training or use them during the warm-up of a normal training day. Now, these exercises aren't difficult in the same way as a barbell rollout. However, they're very challenging as most people's motor control is all out of whack, let alone having general mobility issues in their hips. And speaking of a barbell rollout, we're going to look at these in a bit, so keep an eye out for that. So now that your mobility is in tip-top shape, let's strengthen your abs. What's awesome about these exercises is that anyone, anywhere can start this program right now. Heck, you could even start while you're watching this video. That's because we pick exercises that only require body weight. Many people wrongly assume that bodyweight exercises are inherently easy exercises, which can't be further from the truth. In fact, we love bodyweight exercises as anyone can do them, anywhere they want. At the same time, they can be extremely challenging. In fact, many people probably won't be able to do the last two bonus exercises. Remember, one's taken from the most famous martial artist in the world. Also, remember that we have an exercise that mimics one of the most challenging and effective core exercises there is. In other words, bodyweight exercises can be very challenging. But before we get to them, let's review your other exercises. We'll start by hitting your obliques with a rotational exercise, the Russian twist. Fun fact, have you ever wondered why Russian twists are called Russian twists? We did too, and so we researched it. We now know how they got this name. No one really knows. Even if no one knows why they're called this, they're still an awesome rotational ab exercise. The Russian twist first has you sit on the ground with your legs slightly bent out in front while you're leaning back. Ideally, you can lay back to at least a 45-degree angle. As mentioned, you can perform this with just your body weight, but you could also use a dumbbell or kettlebell if you have one. If you don't have any but still want to load the exercise, you can actually use anything, like a gallon of milk. This would be great as you could then drink milk after your workout. Did you know that milk has been found to be a better hydrator than water? This doesn't really have anything to do with the video, but we just find that really cool. Now, while you're holding an object, keep it close to your chest as you rotate your torso. To ensure you perform this exercise correctly, focus on turning your torso so you show your chest to both sides. It's important that you focus on rotating your entire torso, not just your shoulders. We have found that most people get better results by actually slowing down their repetitions and really concentrating on the movement. So when you perform these, do not perform them for speed. A quick way to up the intensity is to actually pull your legs off the ground. Let's move on with what has become the most famous bodyweight core exercise, the plank. The plank is an incredible exercise to use for an at-home exercise, if you do it the right way. Planks train your entire core by demanding an isometric contraction in order to maintain a straight core, like a plank of wood. They'll also get you prepared for one of the advanced exercises we'll go over in a bit. While the plank is awesome, the problem is that many people will just stay in the plank position and not move, ever. But isn't that what you're supposed to do? Yes, the movement is performed by holding your body in position. However, once you can do these for minutes, its effectiveness at building strength and muscle diminishes. They will eventually become too easy, and you won't be getting the same muscle-building workout. Therefore, you don't have the best ab workout anymore, you just have an ab workout. Therefore, you must add progressions to ensure you're challenging the muscles. We'll start with the traditional plank. Even though this is the basic plank, it's still very challenging, if you do it right. To perform it, get on the ground and support your body by getting on your toes and forearm. Your hips will want to sink, and it's all up to you to keep them straight. Your goal is to maintain a perfectly aligned body. Flex your core and squeeze your glutes to keep great form. Now, this is a great core workout, but it can become too easy. Therefore, once it becomes easy to hold for 1 minute, you'll just need to make it harder. One easy way to do it is alter the width between your feet. A wider stance will make the exercise easier, while a narrower stance makes it harder. Easy. Well, easy to adjust. Bringing your feet all the way together makes this exercise significantly harder to perform. You can also use different versions. One of our favorite versions is a single arm plank. As the name implies, you use just one arm, which instantly turns this into what's called an anti-rotational exercise. This is crucial because it highlights the primary function of your core. Guess what? Your abs' primary job is not to flex your core. Think about it. As you walk around, do you flex your torso up and down all day? Of course not. You'd look crazy. Rather, you walk up straight. You see, your abs work with the rest of your core muscles to provide rigidity to your torso. This helps protect your spine as well as your internal organs. In addition, it can help protect you from any type of sudden jolts. So when you perform a single arm plank, your body will want to sag to one side and your core must resist. Another challenging version is called plank elevators. We're going to be honest, we just made that name up as we're not sure of the name, but it doesn't matter what they're called as they're awesome. This basically consists of going from a plank position to a push-up position, one hand at a time. Doing so challenges the core on multiple fronts as you'll be raising, as well as shifting your weight from left to right. The key to making this most effective is to minimize movement of your core as you're transitioning positions. Next, let's hit the lower abs with the reverse crunch. The reverse crunch is similar to the crunch, but just opposite. Instead of bringing your torso towards the hips, you'll bring your hips up towards your head. Lay on the ground with your arms out to the side and your legs extended. Lift your legs up a few inches up off the ground and begin to curl your legs up by driving your knees towards your head. Be sure to think about rotating your hips to your belly button. Remember that your goal is to crunch the lower portion of your abs. A common mistake is for people to perform a quasi-reverse somersault and throw their legs behind their head. Don't do this. Deliberately push your knees back to curl your hips up off the ground. You want your abs to pull your hips off the ground, not by using momentum. To isolate the lower portion, keep your upper back firm on the floor as the lower end crunches your lower body. Another good alternative is to perform what we call toe-ups. Lift your legs and start pulling your knees towards your head. However, you will then extend your feet up, straight into the air and thrust your feet into the sky. Again, your upper back should remain on the ground while the lower half curls up off the ground. Now that your lower abs are done, we will need to hit the upper abs. To do that, we love the McGill Curl-Up. Designed by the famed core expert, Dr. Stu McGill, the McGill Curl-Up effectively places all of the stress on upper abs while taking away any stress to your back. Now, this is easy to do, but it is quite different than a traditional curl-up, so pay attention. First, lay down flat on the floor. Next, place your hands under your lower back. You could also place a towel here. Next, pull one knee up while extending your other leg out. And that's it. Those are the primary differences that make this exercise ideal to train your upper abs. You will now perform a crunch by keeping a straight back and bringing your torso up. And as we promised, we're going to unveil an exclusive exercise just for you. There's a good chance this will be new for you. We first want to tell you what we believe is the single best core exercise, the barbell rollout. Multiple studies have pitted it against other common core exercises to compare the activation they have to all of your core exercises, and the barbell consistently comes out on top. Due to the motion and demand for a rigid core, these are really going to challenge the transverse muscle. Hello, Adonis belt. The problem with performing this exercise at home is, well, it's a barbell rollout. Emphasis on barbell. Now, there are other variations you could perform, but they all require some sort of equipment. Therefore, we're going to show you the walkout. To perform this, you will start in a push-up position. Slowly start to walk your hands out in front of your head. As you do this, maintain a neutral spine. Don't let the spine sag. Keep walking out as far as you can while maintaining good form. You can then walk yourself back to the push-up position. As you progress, you can increase the number of reps, but you can also perform the walkout slower or even pause at the bottom position. Now, before we lay out the workout, we wanted to go over 2 advanced exercises to give you something to work towards. We told you we had the exercise of a famous martial artist. Well, the martial artist is the legendary Bruce Lee, and the exercise is the dragon flag. The dragon flag is a type of human flag that has you support the entire weight of your body on the back of your shoulders. You then let your body hang so that your core must maintain a straight torso. To pull these off, you'll need a crazy strong core. To perform these, you'll need some sort of support that you can hold on to. Lay down with your head near the support and your body laid flat. Reach back and grab the support with your hands. Pull your knees towards your head and then powerfully thrust your feet up into the air to extend your body. You should be inverted with your body weight resting on your upper back and shoulders. Keeping your body more vertical will make the movement easier as there's less force pulling the body down. You can then slowly let your body drop, keeping your legs straight. Try to lower yourself so that your body is at a 45-degree angle and hold. As you're working on those, give your second bonus exercise a shot, an L-sit. L-sits are usually done using parallettes, but you can do them on the floor as well. They're just harder. You could also use some books stacked on one another if you want as well. Anything to get some height. From there, you simply place your hands on the ground or raised surface and support your body. Next, keeping your torso vertical and legs extended, raise your legs off the ground to make a L shape. Don't let the sound of simplicity fool you. These are tough. As you likely won't be able to do one right away, work up to it. Start by just pulling one leg off the ground at a time. From here, progress to pulling both of the ground for short durations. Gradually lengthen the time until you can sit with your torso erect and legs fully extended like Bruce Lee. And now, your workout program. Core mobility, bird dog, 3 sets of 5 to 10 reps per side. Dead bugs, 3 sets of 5 to 10 reps per side. Ab workout, walkout, 5 reps with no pause. Single arm plank, 3 sets of 30 seconds per side. Russian twist, 5 sets of 30 seconds. Reverse crunch, 3 sets of 10 to 15 reps. McGill curl up, 3 sets of 10 to 15 reps. Advanced exercises, dragon flags, 20 to 30 seconds hold. L-sits, 20 to 30 seconds hold. These are where you start. From here, increase the number of reps, time spent, or use a more challenging variation. Always use 2 or 3 times a week. Practice your advanced movements once a week and see how much you can improve.